where the Unbound are hiding out? Neither one of them have tried to win me to their cause yet. We're standing just outside the ruins of an abandoned keep. It sits on a hill. The solid ground underneath keeping it from sinking forever into the muck. This fort is centuries old. It clearly predates the Shaper conquest of the Maritev. It must be one of the few surviving fortresses the woods people use in their futile defense against the invaders. You can still see where the walls were shattered. The humans have abandoned this fortress, but it's not empty. The faint smell of essence is in the air. You can sense, even from out here, who lurks inside. They are creations, powerful ones. So much so that you could feel their presence out here. Some of the Unbound have taken up residence here. Unlike most of the Unbound who wander around causing random destruction until they are hunted down and destroyed, these Unbound have claimed a base and are using it to ravage the Fen. You can see their tracks in the soft earth, deep reptilian footprints left by the massive creatures. None of them are visible now, but they are sure to emerge soon, ready to resume the hunt for more victims. Yay, victims! Woo! I bet that's a very awesome sword. Huh, maybe not. Apparently I can reach that, but I can't reach the body. Shaper magnetic powers activate. Just poking around. This'll doubtlessly get me killed. That looked unpleasant. Hey, a thorn plant. Hi. Wow. Okay, so they are patrolling outside. We'll just leave them to it then. To the Maritev. Mara? Okay, this is the Maritev, so this whole area. Okay, so the Shadow Road is out here somewhere. The small settlement, cruelly written sign on the road identifies it as Kaz. You see lots of servals and a minotaur. No, wait, that's wrong thing. Dragonlance. Some work the fields, others are armed on guard. You don't see any humans. The war has forced a lot of Shapers to loosen their rules and improvise a bit more. But this is pretty extreme. Servals and Shaperlands being allowed to hold and defend their own land without any human influence? Unheard of. So look at the Servals, they look at you. They are clearly unhappy to see you. In fact, openly hostile would be a good way to put it. You suspect that in the event of even a slight transgression, they would turn their blades on you. Well, they're welcome to try. All 33 hit points of them. Artila. Quite a few creations depends here. Some are wounded and are being nursed back to health. Others are in good health and are probably here to guard the settlement from attackers. The thing that strikes you as unusual is that nobody is controlling these creations. They have been freed from Shaper influence for some time. The Servals are keeping them under control with simple, kind treatment. Don't touch things. Okay, he's a little tougher. I'll touch things if I want to touch things. Also, the sign being on top of a human skull. Kaz, Serval settlement. Those interfering must be dealt with. Skull was left on the ground, sign to help amplify the point. Kaz seems very familiar name, like from Geneforge 1. There's a small, crudely built shack out here in the corner of town. You can faintly hear sounds coming from the inside. Muttered speech, the crack of a whip, howls, more calm speech. Something unsettling is going on out here. The participants will probably be very angry if they're disturbed. Ah, cultists. It's been a while. Yow! Rude. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna need the buff before I open the door. That saves my creatures from getting hurt. Hey. Unacceptable. I've also ran out of haste. Man, these buffs don't last long at all. Resistance spores? So many new spores. Better get them before they develop magical abilities. Or at least more than they already had. This ache. Serval sitting on in this. There's a Serval sitting in this rocking chair, keeping warm by the fire. Crude crutch sits on the floor next to him. He can barely walk, but not because he's old. His right leg is short and twisted. There's a small bit of exposed skin just above his boot, enough to see the long scar. He grabs his crutch and waves it at the motley collection of tools, flasks, and other odd equipment that clutters up his shop. I am Labotin. This is my shop. You can look. Don't touch. What happened to your leg? Looks down at the twisted limb and frowns. War troll. A war troll did this to you. One thrown rock, but a glancing blow, and the war troll is over me, and I don't wish to discuss it. Sucks. Shop. See for yourself. I'm just a simple junk dealer. I collect old bits of debris, and I sell them. Make a few coppers, keep myself alive. That description of what he does seems a bit misleading. It's not just junk. He clearly specializes in laboratory equipment, the sort used for alchemical and shaper work. Where do you get your stuff? Poor people travel through, merchants. I take things too useless to carry. Seem to have a lot of shaper stuff. Do I? Think you're mistaken. Though I can't be sure. I just know anything about the shapers or their work. It's all junk. Just junk. Anything you're looking for? Looks at you closely, considering what is safe to tell you. He finally decides that he has nothing to lose in making an offer. There is one bit of junk that has eluded me. Northwest of here in the Finns, you can find the ruins of Hleft, an old shaper town. It was destroyed by the Unbound. A bit of justice, that. Anyway, the shaper there died trying to get his papers. You didn't succeed. I think the papers are still there. I want them. I will pay very well for them. If you find them, bring them to me. Giving Shaper knowledge to a servile would definitely please the rebels and irritate the Shapers. Isn't that odd thing for a junk dealer to want? I buy things other people want. I sell them for a profit. That is my business, not yours. Trade. Buy junk. What kind of junk do you have? Sell junk. What kind of junk do you want? Uh-oh. I'm not welcome. Well, fine then. Everyone's so rude. Dominated by a large wooden... Kaz is dominated by a large wooden building huddled up against the stone cliff face to the west. There are a lot of activity inside. Serviles working, shouting, practicing with their weapons. Guards at the door. The signs at the entrance tell you that they value their privacy. If you try to sneak in here without permission, you'll get interrupted. Just a second. Okay, interruption dealt with, but I'll need to stop here in a few. Door. Signs at the entrance tell you they value their privacy. If you try to sneak in there without permission and are caught, you will probably be attacked. And here's where you sneak in, I assume. Definitely where you sneak in. It's full of wagon supplies, more than this little settlement needs. Kaz seems to be a waypoint for transportation for lots of goods. Odd. This is probably where one of the Shadow Road paths is. Oh, leaving. I had a little bit of mouse lag there. Totally left. I'm not sneaking in some other way. Alright, so there's a door. Go away. Shoot. Yeah, East Shadow Road. So this is the East Shadow Road. So the other Shadow Road is further this way? Curious. It all opens up into a huge natural cavern extending far beyond the reach of your light. It's extremely cold with frequent patches of ice on the floor. The ceiling is very low, supported in places by thick stone columns. Now this beautiful gallery is taken on a new role, the eastern leg of the Shadow Road. After the Servals escaping from the Shapers are being ferried through here, the rebels have placed defenses to deter intruders. The darkness ahead is dotted with the glow of arrays of field pylons. Getting close to the pylons will result in likely incineration. Servals traveling along the road no doubt have a simple way of deactivate or bypass them. You, on the other hand, will have to locate the controls if they exist.